Hello again as I shamelessly film from the same location. This video is going to document the journey from Agua Dulce to Kennedy Meadows South, which actually was my favorite section of the desert. It was beautiful. I saw more animals than I ever had, and we got to see some deserty desert. So you'll see in the pictures coming up. Enjoy. The journey started with me finding a helium balloon that said I did it for a graduation ceremony. And my friend decided to inhale the helium. I do not condone people doing this at home. It was something they decided to do for fun, and the results are pretty funny.
Okay. Oh my god, I have such a head rush right now. I'm serious.
There's a heat wave this weekend. It's probably about 90 degrees right now. It's the first time I've used my sun umbrella, and there's very little shade. Making our way to Hickertown. Whew. This was my last day amongst the trees before descending into Hickertown the following day. You could start to see the landscape start to transform into a much more arid and less vegetatious, is that a word? It is now. Desert. So I didn't get a lot of footage of Hickertown. I actually didn't spend the majority of my day there. I spent it at Nenach Cafe and Weevil Market. And the aqueduct section is what follows Hickertown. And most people hike the aqueduct section at night. So they'll make it an overnight hike. And it was a lot of fun to hike at night. We started at 7 p.m.-ish and we hiked until 5 a.m. when the sun came up. The only downside of hiking until the sun comes up is it is so hot during the day, and we slept under a bridge, and other hikers couldn't tell if we were homeless or if we were hikers. And honestly, the line is very thin.
Okay, start on this one.
Do you want to sit? Okay. Do you want to sit?
Yeah.
Full truck.
If you're not able to see, we're saluting because Nicki Minaj is saluting in the back, of course. These people in the window are extremely creepy, and I had to get a picture with them. Night hiking was really fun until we all hit the wall at about 4 a.m. and it got real quiet. Let me explain what you're seeing here. That is me, asleep in direct sunlight, and the wind was actually keeping me kind of cool, but I look like a worm. At this point, we had officially finished the aqueduct section. I could not have done this without all my loyal fans. I need to tell you about the absolute mental breakdown I had before mile marker 600. So I have a weird thing with my ankle where sometimes it'll feel like something catches in the ankle bones and it feels like a nerve being pinched, and I'll start limping because it hurts so much to walk. Usually I can pull on my foot and pop it and it'll feel normal again. But this started happening while I was hiking, and there were a ton of blowdowns, and it was hot, and I was frustrated, and I got that feeling in my ankle, and every step was hurting. And then my piriformis syndrome decided it was going to act up too, so then I started getting lower back pain and ankle pain with every step, and I had an absolute breakdown and started sobbing, climbing over this blowdown, and take a couple steps, and I'm like, oh look, mile marker 600. And it was kind of okay after that, but that was a rough day. I won't forget that anytime soon. This was the first and only time I had seen a California leopard lizard. That was a cool sight. As I get closer to Kennedy Meadows South, you can slowly see the vegetation starting to increase in these videos. The transformation is slow, but if you keep your eyes open, you'll see the progression toward the High Sierra. This is the most deserty desert we've had to deal with. This is wild. Only have about 50 miles left of this shit. Oy. I'm showing animals in the order I experienced them, so they'll break up the videos a little bit, but the Mojave green rattlesnake was the coolest and biggest snake I'd seen so far. The climb out of Walker Pass was kind of difficult, but not too bad. It was worth it for these gorgeous views of the valley leading to Ridgecrest. This is my last day hiking in the desert! Yeah! I'm gonna miss it. Nuts! Though we've been in the Sierra Nevadas for a while, we were technically in the hot deserty section of it. Sherman Pass Road marks the official end of the desert section and the beginning of the Sierras on the PCT. For anyone wondering if hikers still applaud when you walk into Kennedy Meadows South, they do still do that. There were cowbells and everyone was cheering, and I did not get it on video, but it was an epic moment to arrive at the general store at Kennedy Meadows South. Kennedy Meadows South is a magical place, not only because you're done with the desert and everyone is absolutely stoked, and you tend to meet up with a lot of people that you haven't seen in a long time, but it's also just a ton of fun. Grumpy Bears especially was a ton of fun, and I got to eat this gigantic pancake, which I did not finish. It was very big pancake. And we did karaoke that night, which was possibly the most fun I'd had on trail so far. And there were people moshing to Taylor Swift. Yes, you heard that correctly. Never thought you'd see that, did ya? But Kennedy Meadows South was special for another reason, and it's just this pivotal moment of transformation. We're transforming as people, we're transforming as hikers. Some people literally transformed and started over in a sense, and there was only excitement for what came next. Stay tuned.